Mark. Thanks, mate. Yeah. It's when we've got a call.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle.
Hello and welcome to the Greater NHRU qualifying semi-finals between defending premiers Wanderers and the Waratahs. James Gardner in the hot seat here again for Gareth Wozick, who's off hobnobbing with the NRC crew down in Melbourne. I'm joined by Maitland Mercury's number one scribe and rugby guru, Josh Callan. Afternoon, Josh.
G'day, Jimmy. Pleasure to be here.
Mate, big exciting day. We've just seen a very exciting finish to the second grade fixture where your team, Maitland, just got run over at the end, a try in the corner by Daniel Marshall to steal a win 24-23 and move on to the major semi next week. Let's hope the first grade one is just as exciting as the second grade was.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. Went right down to the wire. Maitland thought they had it wrapped up. The beaches crossed in the left-hand side in the corner. And then off the ensuing kickoff, we were able to hold on to the ball and score on the opposite corner to sneak away with the win. Bad luck to the Maitland boys, but like you said, Jimmy, hopefully first grade will be just as good.
Mate, no doubt they'll be talking about closing that game down, or closing the game out over the next 7 days before the minor semi-final they're featuring. Of course, today we have a quick wrap-up of the lower grades. We've mentioned second grade. Third grade was a victory to the Merewether Carlton 20 over Hamilton 15. And in the Colts, the under-20s, same two teams, Merewether Carlton again triumphing 25-11 over Hamilton. So some interesting rugby for today, but we're here mainly for the big one, mate. What gives you thoughts? You've seen both these teams in action. Where do you think this game will be won and lost?
Look, for Wanderers, they've been very consistent and very organised in all of their play, very precise. Everybody's got their role across the field, and they'll look to roll that in once again and show that form today here at home at number 2. For Waratah, I think for them the key will be those bursts that we were talking about just a little bit earlier off there, where they can just turn on 2 or 3 tries on the back of each other, and they certainly did that against Maitland at home midway through the year, and before you knew it, you were 21-0 down. They've certainly got that ability, and I think that'll be the key for Waratah today, to try and string a few of those patches together against a very strong all-round Wanderers side.
No doubt they've got some game breakers in there. Carl Marnie, the captain's one for mine. He can hit you with a pass. He can hit you by taking the ball to the line. They've got young Chase Hicks, the wing sensation, who's everyone's talking about. I know the New South Wales Waratahs Academy of Tim Rapp is going to have a look at him, whether that's in person or hopefully he might have been watching us today on Bar TV. He's got some wheels. They've got Tim Riley at the back, who is superb under the high ball, and again possibly runs the best lines and the best support play in terms of the 15s in the competition.
Yeah.
So they've certainly got some strike power that can hurt you.
Oh, absolutely, and they're 10 as well. Dane Sherritt at one point early in the piece, he was leading the try scoring. So not only setting them up and organising the boys in that back line, but crossing for a few 5-pointers himself. So yeah, lots of danger men there for Waratah in the back line.
These two teams have met twice this year, obviously. In the preliminary rounds, they opened the season. Wanderers were too good on that occasion, 46-17 here at number 2 Sports Ground. And then again in round 10, which is nearly some 2 months ago, Wanderers again prevailed 38-17. And that was definitely a much stronger Waratah outfit, but they'd only sort of been together a couple of weeks. They had a lot of players coming back. And again, they played in those bursts, but Wanderers just wore them down. In terms of this week, Waratahs bring 5 players back into the team. Matt Chidgey took the cautious approach with the last round, knew they could only finish in 3rd spot, so decided to rest 5 of his key men. I can see the pros and cons for that. I mean, what's your view on it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it means that they're a week off and rested, and ready to rock and roll today. They'll be jumping out of their skin to have a crack, but at the same time, you probably want that continuity going into such a big game. So, like you said, pros and cons there, and obviously Mr. Chidgey will be hoping it falls in his favour today.
We've spoken a fair bit about the Waratahs. Now let's have a look at Wanderers. Again, you mentioned game breakers. They've certainly got some key men, particularly up front. I think it starts with Andrew Tuala and Ben Christensen, the hooker. Doesn't get a lot of raps, but he does a lot of their work. A couple of changes too. Andrew Fletcher comes in and Callan Groff moves to the side of the scrum. I really like their back row. I mean, that's an area where I think they will look to attack and they will look to recycle some quick ball and basically just starve Waratahs of possession, because the longer Waratahs have to defend, the more tired they're going to get, and fitness is definitely not their strength.
Oh, for sure, and I mean, you even look at the back of the scrum there, number 8, Benjamin Ham, he's been a star performer for the Two Blues, and he'll be looking to shine once more, but all the way through the forward pack, it's all class there for Wanderers.
We might just have a quick look at the terms, but before we do, we'll mention our partners, of course, the Greater Building Society, the number 1 partner for the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union, NIB, Biotech, TUI's, our favourite drop, Tulloch Wines, and of course the Newcastle Herald. For all your rugby news, go to www.theherald.com.au. Trust me, we need you to buy the paper and go to the website. We need to keep our jobs, so do us a favour. Maybe we'll start. We might go run through the two teams while we're here. I'll start with the Wanderers, who are the defending premiers. Of note, no team has gone back-to-back since your mighty Maitland Blacks in 98-99. So there's no doubts that teams, when they're defending a title, find it much tougher because teams are out to get them every week and they know the way they play.
It's one of the hardest things to do, not only in rugby but any sport. To once you get that title to back it up. But Wanderers, well, they're certainly going to give themselves a chance this year.
We might just quickly go through these teams. We'll start with Wanderers. The two front rowers are Andrew Tuwala and Colin Hovell. The hooker is Ben Christensen. In the second row is Blair Rush. There's a change. Andrew Fletcher will play in the second row but wear number 7. The back row is Callan Groff, who will wear number 5. Daniel Martin and Benjamin Ham. Halfback and captain is Luke Sherwood. 5'8", Luke Simmons. The wingers are William Coffey and Zach Atala. In the centres, Robbie Rongakia. And a change there also, Jamie Nolan, former rugby league player for the Northern Blues in Western Suburbs. And the mighty Balmain Tigers comes into the outside centre. And the fullback is Cal McDonald. Now the Waratahs, Josh?
Yeah, in the red for the 15 today, we've got Talanoa Tefeo in the front row. And he'll be partnered by Elaine Mirilakis. In the middle there at hooker, John Tefeo. 4 and 5, we've got Cavallino Vicolani and Frank Roberts. 6, 7, 8, Brendan Jackson, Dylan Hines and Todd McDean. At halfback, Joel Ford. 5'8", as we mentioned before, Dane Sherritt. On the wings, we've got Chase Hicks and Alex Robson. In the centres, skipper Carl Manu. Inside, at outside, Adrian Curry. And at fullback, Tim Riley. So Waratah, have just made their way onto the field, into the huddle. It's perfect conditions, Jimmy. Nothing but blue skies above. A slight breeze maybe from the west. But a perfect day for rugby. 20 degrees, and here we are, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No place you'd rather be.
No place indeed. I think that wind will whip up. It normally comes down to the south, starts to the west, it comes to the south. But we see the two Blues, maybe some mind games, made Waratahs get out there and wait a couple of minutes while the two Blues just received their final instructions from Bim Passy as they stride out. Now they look pretty both teams look pretty relaxed. We saw the traditional huddle. I'm not sure what you get out of a huddle. I was certainly not a fan of the pre-game huddle. I think most of the talking is normally done in the sheds. Of course, we didn't mention our referee today, Rob Delbo, the man with the whistle in the middle. He generally likes to let things flow, hopefully, so we should see a good, entertaining game with two teams that certainly like to test their arm.
Yeah, definitely, and the boys are just nervously making their way back to where they've got to be to start the game. Of course, tomorrow we've got University up against Merewether in that elimination semi-final. They'll be playing to stay alive, whereas these guys get that second bite, finishing second and third. Oh, paper, scissors, rock. That's
obviously Phil Devo's a bit tight, doesn't have a coin in his pocket, so looks like Carl Manu's won that little decision. He's decided to run into the wind, and they will look to be kicking off with this. And of course the Waratahs in the all red with the black shorts, running left to right on your screen, slightly into the breeze I feel in the first half, but as we mentioned, it's only a breath of air at the moment. I think they have a major impact. And Wanderers in the two Blues running from right to left. Adrian Curry, outside centre, but plays quite a bit of his rugby at fly half. Will take the kick off.
Right, Luke.
All set to go. Tars forwards. He's set to come through and put some pressure on as Curry has looked to his left. He plays blow on. He goes sneakily to the left. A nice high one, deep to the quarter. Looks like it's got a bit on it. And Zakatala, very smart option. He gets into touch and horror start really for the Tars.
Exactly what you don't want to do in any game, let alone a semi-final. Ball out in the full. It's back for the Wanderers, who look like they're going to, at first it looked like the scrum in the middle. And yeah, after a bit of discussion, they will take that option. But you've just turned over possession straight away, back at halfway. Exactly what you don't want to be doing.
A nice little platform to launch an attack from. Interesting to see what Luke Simmons does here. Last few weeks, they've generally started by kicking into some territory and trying to exert some pressure defensively rather than ball in hand. But they're lined up pretty flat here. A centre on each side of the William Hill replay here. That one just overcooked it from Adrian Curry. In touch, first scrum, always love the first scrum. The Wanderers certainly have turned a weakness from a couple of years ago, which was their scrum, into a real strength. So this is a good battle up front. Sherwood to feed the ball. Just gets stuck under his hair. Nice little secondary shove there. They go to the left. Simmons finds Nolan, his first touch, back on the inside. Met in a good tackle by Curry. Plenty of support there for the two Blues. Looking for some forward runners here. First one to hit up is Fletcher. It's a good sport that they clean out. Ooh, a bit isolated there. Luke Sherwood cleans up, had Dylan Hines all over him. Then they just reset here, forward runner. Just peeling off the back of that ruck. Again, Blair Rush this time, just takes a metre or two, sucking a couple of defenders. Lined up on the right here again, but no, this time it's Fletcher again, puts the ball under his arm and gets about a metre or two again. They go right finally, Daniel Martini, hit by a solid front-on tackle there. Still makes it over the ad line though. The numbers on the left here, the Wanderers. And a good start. First penalty of the game to Wanderers not rolling away. Rob Delbo says. Good positive start from the two Blues.
Yeah, very solid there. Didn't panic at any stage. We're happy just to take some metres here and there to make their way up the field. Went left off that scrum, but then worked it back into the centre of the ground and, made their 15, 20 yards, earned the penalty and a chance at first points today for the two Blues. In very kickable distance. We're looking 30 to maybe 33 metres out there, right in front. And it could see, 3-0 lead straight away.
Just see the William Hill replay here. Yeah, good solid front on the tackle, but they're good support there, good clean out, and this is the tackle, Alam Murakalis, I think it was, and perhaps, Lonnie there just didn't roll away, and quick to act on that, Rob Delbo, so he doesn't want anyone congesting that tackle contest, which we should encourage open play, which is what we're after, as Luke Simmons lines this one up. He's a bit of a confidence kicker, Luke. If he hits the first one, generally he's in for a good day. If he doesn't, it could be an interesting afternoon.
Sounds like my golf game.
Sounds like most things I do, mate. Oh, he's hit that very awkwardly. He's hit the crossbar. You wouldn't read about it. Just cleans up there, Dylan Hines. Under pressure here, looking for an exit. Numbers on his right, but he takes the exit. Nice kick, Dane Sherritt. Eats off about 35 metres, then a let off. But Zakatala plays on quickly. Finds Sherwood, comes back to his left wing. Beats the first tackle. Finds Riley, goes to ground now. Blair Rush trucking it up. Met by a front on hit from John Noah Tafao it was that time. Callum McDonald at first receiver. Ball in behind. Hits Martine, who wound up, beats the first tackle, ducks his head through, but finally brought to ground. Again, they go to the right. Simmons, inside ball for Tuala, flat-footed. An easy target there. Tuala needs to get back and hit that with momentum.
Yes!
They go left, Blair Rush again, flat-foot. He goes at Dylan Hines. Wrestled to the ground. Nice place. Sherwood's got men on his right. A little bit of incision there. Hobble does well. Sort of an obstruction there. I thought that was the pass rather than the men running behind, but alas.
A turnover it is though on the 22. A fantastic clearance kick there from the Waratahs originally, but a counter attack from the Wanderers as Waratah take the quick tap and move closer towards halfway, but they'll be taking the kick off from there and hoping to find touch. Bit of a wobbly bounce, and Wanderers will bring it back there on the 22 and deciding to run it from right to left. And Bill Coffey, always dangerous, especially in this broken play. They've brought down just this side of halfway, Jimmy.
He always beats the first man. Billy Coffey always looks to take him on too. You rarely see him foot the ball. Just a little short pass out of Ben Hand. He beats one, he beats two. He's got men on the outside. Oh, Jamie Nolan. I think it was a Falcon that come off his melon. How do you caught it? It was on in the corner, I think, for the two Blues. A little let off there, but dangerous signs.
Oh, certainly was. Ben Ham, a fantastic effort there, not only breaking the line, but then the presence of mind just to pop it over the top there, basketball style, and almost paid off, but unfortunately for Wanderers.
Look at the William Hill replay. Just a little short ball here. It's just a missed tackle. I think it was by Todd McDoon on the number 4 it was. In off his head. Maybe that's gone back, but you certainly can't blame the referee for calling that one. I have seen him go before, but he was on the spot. But yeah, hitting that short side and having some joy there, the two Blues early on. That'll be alarm bells to be ringing for the Waratahs defence.
First chance at a set play here for the Waratahs. Be interesting to see whether they do try to take off a bit of possession here with a kick or take it up in midfield. And the kick option is, it's high though, across the field towards that eastern touchline and unable to take that
Chase,
ball.
It was obviously a well-planned move. It's something they've obviously worked on. He was in open space too, had he caught it, but the ball just a little bit out in front of him. Just, I'm not sure whether he even got a fingertip to it. Looks like he has, according to the touch judge. Give Rob Delbo the nod there. It's Wanderers feed into this scrum, about 15 metres from the own halfway line, but enterprising start to the game.
He's got a bit of toe. Chase Hicks, he certainly didn't worry for metres there. That's going to be a direction that I think the Waratahs will be looking to go, right to left there in attack.
No doubt, he scored 3 absolute individual efforts last week. One was made the tackle, picked the ball up and raced 50 metres. The next one he produced a magnificent in and away and then burned him off to the corner. And the third one was a kick in behind from Tim Riley, and he just snuck in and surprised the Hamilton fullback, basically stole the ball from under his arms and picked up his hat-trick. But in the end, it wasn't enough. The Hamilton Hawks winning that one 42-36, but that was certainly a completed team if you look at the personnel compared to this one.
And Hamilton, of course, picking up the minor premiership and earning the week off. Coleman's boys, so they'll be, I'm sure, keeping an eye on this game.
They are indeed. They're all at the northern end of the ground on the hill having a look. Hoping, no doubts, that these two teams built the bejesus out of each other as Rod Kakuya gets outside his man, finds Cal McDonald had a man outside him but decided to put that one on the toe. It dribbles down towards the touchline. Tim Riley in two minds but decides to pick it up. Goes high, charge down from Bill Coffey, pouring through here the two Blues. Joel Ford has to clean up, looks for Chase Hicks, it's a loose pass. Two Blues up in a good line, but Hicks takes the option. Not the best of kicks, but still game on here. Zakatala just didn't quite get to it. A couple of Waratahs players there I think were calling for a bit of a late shot on Chase Hicks from Daniel Martin, but yeah, and it looks like Rob Delway has seen that as well, awarded a penalty.
Little bit of drop ball there in terms of passes hitting the deck, but still some exciting times there.
You see the William Hill replay here. Tim Riley a bit late with that kick, and William Coffey did brilliantly well to come through and charge it down. Ford then throws a loose pass, puts lots of pressure on Chase Hicks. He puts it on the toe, and then Martin, one of those 50-50 ones. Was he committed, was he not? The referee says he could have pulled out of that one, and a chance for Waratah now to launch their first attack, first time they really had their hands on the ball.
Well, certainly in Wanderers half, and 35 metres out now with the line out, and great chance for the Waratahs to have a crack at the Wanderers defence.
Line out goes over the back, Brendan Jackson cleans up. They go to the right, Dane Sherritt takes the line, a little inside ball for Chase Hicks, he beats the first man. Luke Sherwood there to wrap him up, and the tackle that needed to be made. Alan Murad Carlos just a bit flat-footed there, had to pick it up low to the ground. Just getting organised here, the Tars. Looking for some forward runners. Carl Marty to Brendan Jackson. He's a big, long, strapping lad. Always gets over the ad line. Forward this time to Sherritt. Takes to the line. Big Lonnie. Good tackle met by, I think it was Colin Hobble and Ben Ham down low. This time, Noah Tafeo. He's only 18. Hits his uncle in the other side of the scrum. He makes 4 or 5 metres. It's a little turnover here, no, but Rob Delbo's found ruck had been formed, hands in. Opportunity now for the Tars to post first points.
And for Waratah, that was pretty handy as well. I think Coach Shidju will be pretty happy with that. They were hitting the ad line with a fair bit of vigour and some pace there, and it worked their way into the 22 as we have a look at the replay here. Yeah, bursting run, brought down and not rolling away, hands in there everywhere, and that should be an easy 3 points for the Waratahs here.
Dane Sherritt is certainly far and away the most dominant point scorer in the competition. I think he finished 140 points clear of second best, so he finished with 241 points. The next best was 127, so he got a bit of a radar boot, but he does hit them quite low. I guess into this win it won't make much difference, but puts a lot of time into his goal kicking.
You'll want to hit a little bit higher than Luke Simmons, though, a little bit earlier.
Indeed, mate.
Moves in and, penalty successful there. So the Waratahs will take first points, opening their account, and the first account, of course, for us right here in the qualifying semi-final. Waratah 3, Wanderers 0.
Yeah, 10 minutes good. Of course, our coverage brought to you by from our partners, the Greater Building Society, NIB, Viatech, Tui's Beer, Tulloch Wines, and the Herald. Luke Simmons take the restart here. Puts it long. Down to Dane Sherritt, plenty of time. Looks to chew off about 40 minutes. That one's going to be up about 5 minutes short of the halfway. Nice exit.
Yeah, quite happy to just get rid of that out of the 22. Not looking to run it back just quite yet. The Waratahs happy to have that 3-0 advantage and get the ball out of the danger zone.
Wanderers go short, straight to Ben Ham. They're looking for a couple of runners. Here's Ron Gakuya. He finds Dan Martin. Ball just out in front of him. He's knocked that on. Just had a bit of a look to it at the same time. He's been a real fine, Daniel Martin. Came over from rugby league. South Newcastle junior. His father, Gary Martin, played for the mighty Parramatta Eels in the 83 grand final.
Oh, the third of a hat-trick.
Indeed. He played the second row that played off the bench. He came to Wanderers. He played all his junior football for South Newcastle. Wanted a new challenge, and he's been a real find. I think you'll find he'll be one of the players that you'll see named in the emerging Wildfire squad at the end of the season, of course, which will play some development squads. He's only a 9-year-old, got physical attributes, and really has learnt the game very quickly for someone that's only new.
Well, certainly looked like the man to go to there. He'd been set up in the back line and really hit that hole hard. It was only that he didn't catch it. He'd done everything else right. He put himself in the right position, and I don't think that'll be the first time we'll see him ranging probably too wide to try and break through on the edges for Wanderers.
I guess that's the edge back row in rugby league coming out in Disney. That's where he would have done most of his attacking in the 13-man game. Players just having a breather here. I think it was Adrian Curry received some treatment. Back up on his feet now.
Actually, it was only just across town, I think, that Bobcat Ryan was making a bit of a comeback cameo for South Newcastle over at Townsend Oval.
Yeah, they're playing Lakes United there, which is only about a K and a half as the crow flies from where we're sitting at the moment. And of course, the Newcastle Knights playing at Hunter Stadium this afternoon, so plenty happening in the Aussie Rules semi-finals adjacent from us in number 1 sports ground. So a festival of sport in Newcastle today.
Yeah, great day
and yet
for
still
it.
a good crowd here. So this ball fed in now by Joel Ford. He's got Tim Riley behind him. They take it off the back. Dylan Hines to Ford. They've got numbers here. A little overlap. Riley comes to Callum McDonald. Comes to Bill Colley. He's sliding. Shows Riley the touchline and gets him just in time. Oh, Luke Sherwood read it well. And then met with a big afters from Brendan Jackson, I believe it was. Came across and went, "Thank you very much, boo-boo."
There was no doubt about that he went over the sideline. He could have just taken him over in a standard tackle, but that was
have a look
a
at
big hit.
the William replay here. Just good numbers here. Joel Ford takes to the line, finds Riley. He's got Alex Robson on his outside. Bill Coppy shows him the sideline, gets in him just in time. As you see, Luke Sherwood picks it up and bang, met from a big hit there by Brendan Jackson. Maybe that one was a little bit late. You would think the referee might have blown his whistle by then, but again, another opportunity for the Tars. They've certainly got a play on here. Their backs have got Carl Manu and Adrian Curry have just switched from inside centre to outside centre. Of course, Carl Manu a bit more lively on his feet.
And Tim Riley there, really looking to take on the defence. Had a crack down the sideline there. Just short this time, but I'm sure he'll be looking to get around the Wanderers' defence again at some point this afternoon.
Oh, he's certainly one of the major threats in this contest. Set play here for the Tars. They need a good solid platform from the scrum.
They're set pretty tight here, but Chase kicks out wide.
And Wanderers' defence all condensed in their back line. Nice, good, solid platform. Goes to Sherritt, shifts sideways, cut out ball again. This time, second man to Riley. He gets outside Atala, but he brings him down the ground. Good tackle in the end. Just resetting their defensive line here, the two Blues. Dylan Hines trucks it up, one out. Met by Wall, still manages to get 3 or 4 metres. Riley goes to the left, finds Sherritt, runs at the line to Riley, involved. He swivels out the first one, goes to ground. Ball in behind. This time it's Frank Roberts, trucks it up. He's still one arm out the back, little offload. Brendan Jackson steps off his right foot. He's 10 metres short. He needs some support. Noah Tafea comes in. Sherritt, men on his outside again. This time he takes it to the line. Met by Andrew Tuala. And looks like Bill Coffey on around the ball there, but still manages to get it back. Forward, looking for some runners. Dances, weaves, takes it himself. Miracalis met by Martin. Bit off balance, still manages to go forward. They're still going Miracalis. Good effort there. Numbers out to the left here, the Tars, but they go pick and drive. They're only a metre short. Forward to Sherritt. Takes it to the line, slips through. He's almost there. They just pick it up. It's a turnover, but no, a penalty. Ooh, second penalty in their own red zone here. Very surprised if Rob Delbo doesn't have a stern talking to, or at least a warning to the two Blues anymore, and he might be reaching for his pocket. Luke Sherwood frustrated there, speaking to the referee.
15, offside.
What do you do here?
Never the tackle, never went to ground.
It's nearly since Waratah, the Wanderers were just about to break there.
They were all but there, Waratah, getting across the line. Wanderers, though, very impressive in defence, and it all started by that tackle from winger Alex Robson from the set play. He was able to bring down Tim Riley and cut down that first set play. And from there, very strong across the paddock there, Wanderers, from right to left. Nothing was getting through, but Waratah were probably on the verge there. It was only going to take one or two more phases for them to get that 5-pointer, but now they've been given the opportunity. No doubt that this is the right option to get some more points on the board early.
Absolutely. Finals football, you take any points that are offered, don't you? And given the way Dane Sherritt struck that first one, you'd think he wouldn't have too many difficulties with this to make it 6-0 after 16 minutes. Very methodical in his approach. South African-born 23-year-old. Couple of steps, bang, away we go. Flags are raised. 6-0 after 16 minutes, and positive start from the Tars. They've been down this end twice and they've come away with points both occasions.
Yeah, absolutely, and for Wanderers probably had the better of the proceedings those first sort of 5 to 7 minutes, but Waratah were able to hang on, and of course that penalty hitting the crossbar, and Waratah taking their opportunities down the other end, and 6-0 lead.
It's the execution at Wanderers at the moment. Again, Luke Simmons hits that one nice and low, straight down to Adrian Curry, who'll look to put this back. It's launched as a massive kick, great kick, heading down towards the touch. That's a 60-metre kick just about. My goodness, what a thumping boot that was from Adrian Curry. This is another great opportunity for the Tars to assert some more pressure.
That's a fantastic clearance kick. That's one of the best. It's probably the best we'll see today, I reckon, Jimmy. That has cleared the head of the Wanderers winger there and gone into touch, and like you said, that's 50-60 metres easily.
You see the William here replay there. He kicked it from just his own 22, and the ball has gone out 15 metres short of the Wanderers try line. So that win, looking by the touch judge's flag over there on the eastern side, is perhaps behind the Waratah. Swung around a little bit.
Maybe a little bit coming from the north, but just enough.
The Wanderers win that line out, just trying to gain a good exit here. Roger Key a bit flat-footed, but still managed to get it forward. Oh, could have a steal here. He was all over that. Karl Manu. It wasn't Karl Manu. I think it was Adrian Curry. Good defence anyway. Again, Luke Simmons a bit disorganised here. He doesn't get much on that. It comes off the side of his boot. Only just manages to get it out of his own 22. Again, Wanderers under a bit of pressure here.
Yeah, Waratah building a nice bit of momentum there, and when those sort of kicks do come off for the forwards, it's just such a relief. They're yards that you don't have to make. You're up in that 22, and then the hard work's been done by that possession, by that territory.
They win that again at the front. It was Dylan Hines. Brendan Jackson just goes behind his man, but no defence there, so no obstruction. Ball just pops out at the back, a bit unorganised. Knock back, says Rob Delbo. Lonnie trucks it up, one out, nice and flat. Johnny Tafeo this time, coming from outside in. He draws in a couple of defenders. Sherritt calls for it. He's got Manu on his outside, cuts him out straight to Chase Hicks. Got a little bit of space here. Oh, he beats the first tackle. Oh, he's nearly through again. He's slippery, Chase Hicks. But no support there and a turnover. Good work. I think it was Zakatala who saw the ball on the ground and picked it up, and now Wanderers' chance to get out of their own territory.
Yeah, excellent work there by Wanderers, diffusing that very dangerous run by Chase Hicks and picking up the possession, and they'll be looking to get it out of this 22 as quick as possible.
This time, as Bill Coffey goes in looking for some work, trying to ease the load on his forwards. The intensity's not there for Wanderers. They look a little bit flat at the moment. They need to lift it.
Yeah, certainly haven't been as precise or as organised as what we've seen them this year. Waratahs are really taking them to them early.
Yeah, they're getting up in their face and they're putting some pressure on them. That time it was Zakatala with the kick, and he only managed to chew off about 10-15 yards. Again, that one skewed off the side of his foot. Yeah, we can definitely see that touch judge's flag over there on the eastern side is really quite impacted by that wind. It's a lot stronger than we anticipate up here in the stands. They go along this time to Frank Roberts at the back. Mirakalis trucks it up, one out. Good tackle, still manages to go forward. Forward finds a runner. This time it's Noah Tafeo. Again, just a little bit slow getting there. Ooh, just a little bit slow getting there. Looks like Rob Delbo though. He's did for his pocket. That's the third penalty in the red zone, and he said, Cal McDonald, you can go and have a rest. Another one of those 50-50 ones, but I guess Rob Delbo has drawn the line in the sand now. Yeah, might be another look at it on our William Hill replay, but I thought the ball had slipped out the back there and the ruck wasn't formed and it was game on, but Rob Delbo thought differently. Again, though, a gift 3 points on the offing here for the Waratahs and a chance for them to move 9 points clear after 20 minutes and certainly be in control of this contest.
And now with a man down, look, if they can get down to this end of the field once more.
Just see the replay here. Noah Tafeo, he was brought down low there by Cal McDonald, didn't get back on inside the ruling. I think that's probably fair. Got up and was adjacent, didn't get behind the last man's feet. Don't think you're going to have too many arguments with that one. And you certainly have 10 minutes to mull it over anyway.
Certainly does, and yeah, it was like you said, third time, and that was enough for the referee to give Wanderers down a man, and that's 9-0 now. That penalty successful for the Waratahs, and 20 minutes in, that's a lead that any team would take this time.
Just give a half a yard more. Boys, you just start to shoot up a little bit. They're
They
right on
need to
it.
respond here, the two Blues. I think maybe they, like most of us, they thought if they could just hang in with the Waratahs, but Waratahs haven't been killing with the ball in hand. It's been ill discipline that's cost them. That's 3 penalties for 9 points. This time they go short. Hoist that nice and high, coming through. The ball bounce, coming up over there on the eastern sideline. Waratahs ball at the back, goes to forward. Again to Sherritt. Another high ball, no doubt. This is a ploy of theirs. Curry this time comes through. Well taken by Zakatala. Then he brushes off Chase Hicks, met again by Curry. They've got numbers on the left here, Wanderers, if they want to spread it, but it was a good counter-rucking from the Tars, but no. Rob Delbo being consistent, judged that one to have dived over. The penalty count goes to 5-2 now, still in favour of the Tars.
Wanderers will be looking to pin this corner now. Well, not chewing off too many metres there, but for the first time in it'll be a good 10 minutes, Jimmy, since Wanderers have been down this end of the field, and they'll be looking to make the most of it now.
And the last 2 times they have, I think they've turned the ball over from mistakes. So again, they go short to Ben Ham. Reliable ball at the front, just shifting it wide. Rogakia puts on a little goose step, doesn't beat too many. Brought down. They're just coming around the corner here, the two Blues in attack. Blair Rush, a bit flat-footed. Shoulders past one. Goes back to his feet again, plays that. We ruled a knock on there, Rob Delbo. Again, just the execution from Wanderers. I'm not sure that was a knock on, but he's gone to ground and played again. But he had support in his back and knocked it on, but just the execution. They're not as clinical as we have seen. We'll see the William Hill replay here. I think it was Dane Sherritt tried to put a hit on. He came out second best. He gets to his feet. Yeah, not convinced that was a knock on, but Rob Delbo is the man on the spot. Certainly seen those ones go in the past.
Nonetheless, it's another turnover for the Wanderers down here in the Waratahs half. So that'll need to be rectified if they're going to get themselves back in this game. Can't afford to do that any time in the year, alone now in semi-finals.
Waratahs ball, Joel Ford puts it in. Scrums have been a good even battle at this point. Waratah go on the short side to Sherritt. Again, he just looks for some metres, stabs that one. Justin, on fine touch straight to Bill Coffey, plays on quickly. But Rob Delbo, who's judged, maybe the ball hadn't gone 5 metres.
I think he's ruling that Bill Coffey has actually taken that ball into touch.
Okay, yeah, it'd probably be a good call too. I think that's probably whether or not he had both feet out in touch or whether he had one straddling each side of the line. We'll have a good look at it here on our William Hill replay. He's got 1 foot out, he's got both feet out. That's a poor call by the referee. Yeah, he's got that one wrong, Rob Delbo.
Well, Wanderers have got the
throw.
Yes. So it's been overturned in the right way.
Play on, Rob. Take that back, mate, as Wanderers look to get out of their own territory. Martin it was that time. Sherwood just takes a little burst, finds Bill Coffey coming in off his hip. Again, another turnover. But Rob Delbo's found another penalty, I guess. Yeah, time to caution the Tars. That's nearly 3 in a row for them. So
go away.
No
go that way.
Tafao being spoken to here.
Just no arms.
It's not a bad attacking move there either. Setting to the right with both forwards and backs.
Okay.
Bill Coffey
With discipline, just
taking
a bomb into him.
hot line, short off the halfback there to try and get through the Waratah defence that was shifting to the left-hand side. So not a bad play there from Wanderers.
I just got a message through on the referee's ears that one was for a swinging arm from Noah Tafao, so he's been cautioned. This game really hasn't had a chance to find much rhythm in the opening 20 minutes. It's sort of been a bit stop-start. Neither team. I mean, the first 5 minutes, Wanderers strung 5 or 6 phases together, but since then it's been sort of turnover after turnover, penalty, scrum, line out. There hasn't been much continuity towards it.
A few mistakes, few penalties. The boys just getting a bit of a breather in there, and it'll be a Wanderers penalty inside their own half, and kicking the ball into touch, probably about 35 metres out, and with the ball, with the line out, hoping to bring that down and have a crack at this Waratahs defence.
No doubt patience will be the word, will be the message at least sent out from Viv Passy. Let's assert some pressure here. Again, they go short. This time it's to Andrew Fletcher. Martin, ball in behind him to Atala. Finds Rogakia on his outside. Nolan finds a little hole, steps back off his left, beats the first one of Manu. Dane Sherritt comes across in cover. He's still got numbers here, Wanderers. Bit slow coming out though.
I'm out of here.
Forward set up in Banks. Martin dodges a hit there from Dylan Hines. Flashed up out off the line. Inside ball to Ben Christensen. Goes to ground.
Let it go, Red 4. Let it go.
Again, a bit slow coming out. Sherwood to Simmons. This time Rogakia does that little jink. Met by Tafeo and Kalmanu. Again, going to the right this time through Ben Ham. Luke Sherwood takes a little snipe. Caught on his own there, but the support gets there just in time. No half back in. They'll reset this. Colin Hole just backs in.
Let it go.
They're in a bunch here, Wanderers.
Ball's there.
No doubt their forwards will just be edging away. Again, a penalty this time to the Wanderers. Chance for them perhaps to put 3 points on the board. Hands in the ruck was the call.
Beat the ruck.
Penalty count now starting to even up as Lonnie takes offence there. Picks on young Luke Sherwood. Ben Ham comes in to give his 2 bobs worth. Bit of feeling out there, it looks like.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Wanderers will look to grab 3 points back here.
No, they go for touch. They're going for the kill.
And fair enough too. It was it'd be interesting to see when if they're able to regain possession off this line out. That last play off the set was quite dangerous, going in deep, going in behind to the fullback and swinging that around. So even with 14 men, that almost got around the Waratahs' defence. So will they go deep or will they go short here?
Ben Ham
forwards are going to have a crack here.
Yeah, skyscraper up there in the middle of the line out. Forwards, nice rolling maul here. See, nice and forward over the line. They've got to get it down. Is it a try? Delbo's there. Yes, it is. Great play from the Tubers. They backed themselves. They didn't take their 3 points. They took the line out. Ben Ham got up higher than a nerd's IQ. Easy take, and then from there they just muscled their way over. Andrew Tuala's the man with a smile on his face. He's obviously come up with the ball. Again, great reply. It was first time down here. They backed themselves. They come away with 5 points, possibly 7.
Yeah, paid off there for Wanderers. So if we have a look at the William Hill replay, had the line out only 5 to 10 metres out, bring it down there, able to bring it into a rolling maul, and it only took then another few seconds. A big push there from the Wanderers forwards, and that's try time. It's 9-5 with a kick to come, and reward there for having a crack and not taking the 3 points.
I hope that's not a sign of the confidence they don't have in Luke Simmons, the goal kicker, but he's the type of kid that's likely to come out and knock this over from the sideline. I remember being next door over at number 1 sports ground here against the Carlton back in 2009, and he had hit one from the sideline to tie it up in a grand final. And unfortunately in extra time, and never looked like missing the black dot. So he can produce when needed.
He's into the wind a little bit here, which is probably why he tried to keep that early penalty a little bit lower than what he normally kicks, taking that wind into consideration. That he sets here on the eastern touchline. 22 out, strikes it well.
No, that one's to the right. So 29 minutes gone. The Waratahs 9, leading Wanderers 5. Of course, our coverage brought to you by the Greater and our other partners, NIB, Tulloch Wines, Viatech, Tui's, and of course the Newcastle Herald. For all your rugby news, go to www.theherald.com.au. Adrian Curry again, that all too familiar restart. The 4 bounces, nice and low.
It's like Rafael Nadal on the serve.
Gets it, launches that high and long, down for Atala. Takes it well in the end. Little banana kick. Finds touch, but doesn't get much distance out of that one. About 5 metres outside the 22.
Pretty sure that's what the Waratahs were hoping for off the original kickoff that just went into touch. That was almost pitch perfect, right on the sideline there, giving the Wanderers no room to either bring it back or get any distance on the kick. And 35 metres out, it's the Waratahs with the line out.
Again, good throw. Their line out's firing today. The Tars, it has been a real problem area of theirs throughout the season, but Lonnie, who's playing in the second row but throwing the line-outs, has hit the mark virtually every time. Of course, he's played plenty of his footy at hooker. They're blessed in that department. This is great rolling more from the Tars. They've moved this 10-15 metres. Again, the ball's still at the back. Wanderers having all sorts of trouble trying to shut this down. They're still going. Lonnie's got his hands on the ball. That's 15-20 metres now.
Fantastic push.
No doubt, still thought they might have dragged that one down, but Delbo says play on. Sherritt, they've got numbers out here. Carl Marnie just ducks his head into the line. He always held up there, but just still manages to get the ball to ground. Sherritt cuts out to Riley. They got numbers here. Alex Robson on his outside. Oh, instead takes it on himself, showing great strength, but just pulled into touch. He tried to go to the top of Bill Copley there, and still Rob Delvo, he's found a penalty, and there's a bit going on in back play here.
Might be bringing it back to that rolling wall if advantage has been played that long when it was brought down. Fantastic push from the Waratahs forwards.
That's certainly one of the better rolling walls I've seen from them this year. Delbo struggling to keep control there. There was a little bit of afters back down the other end between Lonnie and Luke Simmons, and I didn't see the start of this one. I'm sure we'll have a look at it in a moment. But I'll tell you what, if they are taking on Ben Ham, I wouldn't be fighting him. He's a UFC cage fighter.
Is he
the
really?
Number 8 from Wanderers. As we see here, that ball clearly won there by Frank Roberts in the middle. Great driving ball, this one. Lonnie's got his hands on the ball at the back now. He's just directing them. Joel Ford there barking direction. Wanderers struggling to bring this down. You can see Daniel Martin, Andrew Tuala not really putting up much resistance. They're still going here. I think it was Martin in the end that brought it down, as they just collapse it here, and then they go to the right.
Fantastic control.
10 players now, just as Cal McDonald's about to come onto the field. It looks like he might get a high five from Daniel Martin as he goes off.
So
discipline proving costly, ill discipline proving costly.
2 yellow cards in the opening half for the one team, and certainly for the next 60 seconds, it's going to be with each other. No, as Cal McDonald just comes back onto the field, so only momentarily down to 13. They'll be able to play now with 14, but that's now going to be 20 minutes in a row where Wanderers are going to have to play a man down. That's tough. That's tough stuff.
Particularly when you're camped in your own 22 at the moment. It looks like we're just discussing here the Tars, whether they go for 3 points or, given what they did with that last maul, you'd be certainly very tempted to nudge this into touch and look for a repeat.
And certainly seeing what Wanderers have done at the other end, that may even give them their own piece of confidence here to have a crack at a try and go over for the first 5-pointer for the afternoon for the Reds.
Yeah, it's certainly going to find touch. This one out in that left-hand touchline, so certainly not a good 3 points had they gone for goal, but Dane Sherritt will just nudge this out 2 or 3 metres or 5 metres in fact,
what happens here?
short of the Wanderers try line. The Wanderers go up and contest this one, but given they've got 14 men, I suggest they'll just look to sack it straight away.
You would think so. Just play it safe. 5 metres out from the line.
They go long again to Frank Roberts. Yeah, good come through as soon as he hit the ground. Wanderers on him, but he's peeled off the side there. A little bit isolated. Can't give away a penalty here. Wanderers are going to put another man to go to the bin. Ball just hit the back, a bit slow, and a little knock on. Yeah, good counter rucking there. That was great defensive. Line out and ball from the two Blues as they come in there and deservedly high five each other.
They really hit at pace there, that tackle, that first tackle off the line out, put Waratahs on the back foot and set up that and won the ball back for the Wanderers. Massive hit here straight up, as we can see on the William Hill replay. Yeah, good 3-4 metres, driven back, a little shot there, but again, good pace, good drive there from Wanderers and forcing a mistake, and they'll have the ball back now. With a chance to clear it out of their 22 and staving off the Waratahs attack there and making sure that margin stays at 4 points.
Important scrum this one. Wanderers scrum has been very dominant so far this year, but the Tars have certainly, you'd have to say at least, matched them.
Yeah, absolutely.
There has certainly been nothing given on either side. No one's been able to assert their authority. That one just goes to ground. Of course, Waratah tight head is Alain Miracalis, who's played a dozen or so internationals for Belgium. I know it's Belgium, but they're still internationals. And he's certainly a powerhouse scrummer. He's up against Andrew Tuala, who plays a fair bit of his football, of his rugby at hookup.
Hey, language boys, let's play.
Up here on the Wanderers' left side. Wanderers looks like, I think they're going to run this. I don't think they're going to get, certainly not having anyone positioned for the immediate kick. They generally do that in their exits. They take 1 or 2 hit-ups before putting boot the ball. Good scrum, yeah, just twisting scrum there from Wanderers. They've had to clean up the back. Joel Ford's in there.
Come right out there.
Scrappy. Wanderers still come up with it. Robert Kia just puts his head down, doesn't make many metres. They're still only shoveling that sideways. Cal McDonald, though, says, I've had enough of this. Puts that left foot of his on. Makes contact to Tim Riley, the master of the counter-attack. He looks left, looks right, beats the first man, runs into Ronga Kia. Needs some support. They're trying to hold him up here, the two Blues. They're doing a good job at this at the present. Just eventually goes to ground. Rob Delbo says that's okay. Yeah, no, great work. I think it was Ronga Kia that got his arms in around that ball. Poor option there from Tim Riley. But disappointed with himself on that one.
Yeah, didn't make the metres that he knows he can. He certainly beat the first man, but wasn't able to go any further and got hit with quite a strong tackle. And in the end, it's Wanderers who will get the ball back this time, 30 metres out from their own line, and a much better position to be than right on their own try line.
Yeah, I think he sort of second-guessed himself there, Tim Riley. He's normally so explosive. He's normally either just tucks the ears back and off he goes.
Gentlemen, we want the boys to go forward first,
ball
okay?
Nice and high. You see there, it was Roger-Kia and I think Ben Christensen with the other one in there that got their arms around this, and that was, certainly a maul which was collapsed, which of course becomes an advantage to Wanderers and Wanderers ball.
Strong there, Wanderers. That's 2 in a row now where they've used defence as a form of attack, and they've got the ball back twice. Now with 5 minutes to go before half time, a chance potentially if they can work this ball 60 metres upfield to potentially even regain a lead.
Again, good scrum here from the Tars. Ball scrappy at the back, little knock on, just picked that up. Rob Delbo. Yeah, great. A lot of power coming through on the I think it was the loose head side of the Waratahs scrum, which is Noah Tafeo and John Tafeo playing hooker. He's normally plays loose head, so they've certainly got some weight in that front row and a lot of power. You see Noah Tafeo here just working it on that loose head side, the Wanderers tight head, so it gets the better of Colin Howell there, which you don't see very often, and Ben Ham just had a little grab at that one.
And now it's completely turned around. What looked like the Wanderers would get rid of it out of their own half, it's now turned right around, and the Waratahs have a chance to extend their 9-5 lead here in the closing stages of the first half.
Dylan Hines off the back to Sherritt, cut out pass to Carl Manu. He throws a dummy, they fall for it. He's got Hicks on his outside, he might not need him. I don't think he will. Great try, Carl Manu, instant reply. Doesn't like the treatment he received too, whether that was no arms in that tackle. Rob Delbo tells him to cool down. You've got 5 points, son, but that was a nice, just a pretty simple move from right to left. One cut out pass all it was, and Carl Manu got in a bit of space and they couldn't bring him down.
Able to get on the outside of the Wanderers defence there, the Waratahs. Carl Manu, fantastic speed down the left-hand side, the eastern touchline.
We'll see the William Hill replay here. Josh just talk us through it. They go to the left.
In there, into the 10. Manu, far too quick on the outside defence, throws a dummy. It's sold, and too much power there across the line, and that's the first try for the Waratahs, but now a 14-5 lead with a kick to come. The Waratahs turn that defence into attack. They were given the opportunity with that scrum turnaround, and they've made the most of it. It's a 5-pointer, and fantastic work there from Carl Manu. Good 25-metre run, good speed, good power, and got the 5 points for his side. Now with a kick to come, and they could go into half-time here with a 16-5 lead if this is successful from the eastern touchline.
He's trying to work with me.
Dane Sherritt strikes it nicely.
He likes it.
Flags are up. 16-5 on the brink of half-time. The Waratahs certainly have been making the most of their opportunities when they get them, Jim.
Absolutely. Every time they've come down this end of the field, they've come away with points. And, of course, that try comes with Wanderers a man down. And I think they had that man off the scrum. So they exploited the extra man and still executed. And Carl Manu did a great job of that. You see Zakatala this time goes deep and high, and hangs up in the air, but Wanderers a bit slow coming through. Takes that quite easily. Looking for an exit.
No hands, please.
Joel Ford, hands on the ball, finds Sherritt. Puts that one low, down, in behind, in between Simmons and Luke Sherwood, but they clean it up. Sherwood floats that one. Zakatala, eyes up to the open, goes past Alex Robson. He's got a man on his outside. He's a bit slow getting there. Cal McDonald, he looms up now. Robson comes at him again. Goes to ground. They've got numbers here, Wanderers. They're a bit stretched, the Tars. Coming back slowly on side. They need quick ball. Ben Ham. Oh, Lonnie rushes out the line. Good shot. They've still got numbers on the right. Sherwood. This time to Simmons. Just dishes it wide to Blair Rush. He backs his way in. Good defence. They've scrambled well here, the Waratahs. Their defensive line back in order. Sherwood takes a little dark. Dummies. Runs into a wall of defence and sat back on his backside. I think it was Mirakalis that pulled that one off. Coffey in looking for some work. They're just a bit bunched here, the two Blues. Sherwood looking for a runner. Finds Blair Rush. He swivels through one. Support gets there. Tuala. Lonnie again up. Good brutal defence, good line speed. Andrew Fletcher does know what to do. Dummies, rarely passes it. All met by a low tackle. His legs fly there from under him. They're going nowhere at the moment, the two Blues. This is good defence from the Tars. That's what you see. Bill Coffey gets a bit of a wind-up, bits past that first man. That's what they need. Someone with a bit of urgency, a bit of explosiveness. Hobble makes it 2 or 3 metres and just sucking defenders here, the two Blues, but Waratah up to the task to date. Again, Fletcher, first receiver, finds Blair Rush. He beats one. Support a little bit slow to get there. Ham hits it up, easy target again. This time a little knock on. Good work from the Tars. Dane Sherritt looks for the clearing kick. Chase Hicks is in pursuit, but that one finds touch. And again, great defence from the Tars as they're lifting. I thought they'd be tiring, but they're lifting as the half wears on.
Fantastic defence there from Waratah. For at least 5 or 6 phases in a row there, the Wanderers were unable to break the 22. They were hit after hit after hit. Waratah excellent in defence there, and a clearing kick from Dane Sherritt to potentially take this into half-time.
As we see the William Hill replay here, he just went a bit of a sloppy ball carry. It wasn't that big a hit, but he went to ground and the ball just spilled out from underneath him. Wanderers obviously played on quickly from that line out. They're looking up the tempo. Rogakia steps back in off his right foot. Was well met though. Sherwood, he's got numbers on his outside. Simmons to Nolan. Nolan steps back on the inside, one-hand pass. A bit scrappy at the back. Fletcher's there to clean up. Blair Rush, ball out in front of him, it goes to Hobble instead. Sherwood, quick ball at the back. Ham to Arla. Rogakia in a bit of space, beats the one. He finds Atala. Atala's has a man in front of him. He didn't pin the ears. He came back on the inside. He's still going, crawling on the ground. Ball a bit slow to come back. Wanderers chance to reset. Miracalis up quickly. Ball goes behind him. Little flat ball to Blair Rush. Again, they're just a little bit flat-footed, the two Blues. They don't have that precision and that speed that we've seen from them early in the season. Ham, one out. Easy target for Dylan Hines. Relentless here. The Tars defence, not giving them anything. Really getting across the ad line. Again, a ball behind, Tuala. He makes 1 or 2. Simmons uses some nice footwork. Can't beat the tackle of Roberts. Swung to ground. They come here in numbers. The Tars will nearly a turnover, but Wanderer support gets there. Oh, Miracalis comes through. Good tackle on Sherwood. Gets to his feet. They're setting the tempo here, the Tars, with their defence.
Certainly are. This has been brutal. The Wanderers aren't going anywhere here in midfield. The Waratahs aren't letting them.
Well, again, they've been caught in these between the halfway and the 10 metre line. It seems for about 15 phases now. This time Bill Coffey stucks his head down and tries to find a metre or two. Miracalis looked to be offside there, but he gets away with that one. Got up very quickly. And forces a knock on from Nolan. And that's half-time. Well, a bit of a turn-up on the cards here, Josh. Half-time in the qualifying semi-final. It's the Waratahs leading Wanderers 16-5. We'll have a few messages from our sponsors and we'll be back with you shortly.
Hunter Rugby Union. At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Could be larger than life. Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Doc's pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's MegaSafe Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Real Guys, Real Sport, Bar TV.
Welcome back to number 2 Sports Ground for the greater NHRU qualifying semi-final, where it's the Waratahs 16 leading defending premiers 5 in a lead that's certainly been well deserved. Josh, no doubts about that. They've made the most of their opportunities and they've come away with points virtually every time they've got down the Two Blues end. If you're Wanderers, what do they need to do in this second half to get back in this game?
Have to stop turning the ball over. That's been their biggest downfall so far. The penalties or mistakes. They'll have to reduce that to ensure they get back into this game. When they got their chance, they scored that try in the corner. They'll be looking for more of that and not turning over the ball.
And of course, it's back to 15 on 15 now. I think Daniel Martin has made it back onto the field for the second half. So parity in terms of personnel. Zakatala to make the restart here for the Two Blues. We're running, you would think, with the win in the second half. Atala goes short. A bit of hang time on that one. They come through, wait for the man to take the ball and then meet him. It's Dan Martin, first one there. It was a good take in the end by the Tars. I think it was Brendan Jackson. Dane Sherritt looks to just belt that down the other end of the field. Makes a good roost of it, but straight into the arms of Bill Coffey. They bring it across to Luke Simmons. He finds Coffee off his shoulder. He straightens it up. Ooh, puts the afterburners on there for a second, gets back to his feet. No one there though for the two Blues. Again, a bit disorganised. Ben Ham says, gives me the ball, I'll go forward, and he does, make about 2 or 3 metres. This time it's Martin. Gets that strong fender, gets through the line, nearly beats them. Another 5 metres gained. Sherwood there, complaining to the referee. Rob Delbo's seen it. Then a penalty, hands in the ruck.
Yeah, good work there from Wanderers. Yeah, started, it could be another 10 metres added on here. Well, might have been a bit of chat there from the Waratahs. Bill Coffey there with the ball return. I think he's been the standout for Wanderers so far. He's really hit the line with some pace, some strength. He's broken it on a few occasions, and his defence as well. He's been the guy that's been on the move. He's been the guy that's looked the most threatening every time he's had the ball.
No doubt he's all action, that's for sure. He'll tell you that. He's all action in the gym too. Those midnight sessions he does. And of course, we're looking for our Dust Hound pork knuckle man of the match at the end of today's proceedings. Of course, thanks to James Seddon at Dust Hound German Restaurants at Charlestown and Hamilton. Wanderers here. They go long from the line out. Overcooked at NHRU, straight to Brendan Jackson, so a let off. Again, execution, letting them down. The Tars look for an exit. Sherritt's at the back. He's got a good boot. This time, no doubts that Bryn, that where is quite strong. He only managed to get about 20 metres there. Wanderers consider the quick restart. Instead, take the options to the more regular line out.
Actually went to that restaurant down at Beaumont Street not too long ago with a group of the Maitland Blacks. Very impressive. Yeah, beautiful meal and plenty of steins to be had.
He's a good man, James Sten. He'll be playing, I think, for America Carlton second grade tomorrow here in the elimination semi-final. And of course, backing up for first this time, Andrew Fletcher takes it forward for the two Blues. Simmons, Martin off his hip. Martin beats the first man. Again, explosive run, but the ball again goes loose. A turnover. They can't control the pill at the moment, and Tim Riley's seen an opportunity, and he's taken it. He's down the right touchline. He's only got Bill Coffey to beat. He puts it on the toe. It's going to be a little sprint race, but instead, Zakatala gets across in time. Now he sets off. He only got forwards to run it. He steps back off his inside foot. Lonnie misses him, but finally wrapped up about 10 metres short of the halfway line. Explosive start to this second half. Martin again with his hands on the ball. Beats that first tackle. This time he doesn't spill it. The support a bit slow in getting there. Eventually they do. Sherwood. Fletcher, he only knows one way, and that's forward. He doesn't get many metres there, though. Rongakia, ball out the back to Cal McDonald. Zakatala, a bit of footwork. He's got Jamie Nolan on his outside. The big Colin Hobble on his inside. Instead, he shows it, he goes it. He gets brought to the ground. They need some support there. It comes. Rongakia finds Blair Rush. They're all offside here, the Tars. But still, they got numbers on the left. Oh, Tim Riley's loitering offside. He's a mile offside. He could find himself in the bin for that. Definitely a professional foul. But still, Wanderers play on. Little sloppy ball goes to ground. Finds a knock on. Yeah, Rob Delbo, I think he's going to have a word here to Tim Riley. I've been stunned. Yeah, straight to the pocket. No real other option than that. That was a professional foul. Would have been a try. He's taking the odds to it, Tim Riley, and come out second best.
Yeah, no doubt. Third yellow card of the afternoon, but this time it's the first for the Waratahs. 20 minutes, the Wanderers had to play a man down, and now it'll be the Waratahs' turn. Tim Riley here has got 10 minutes to think about that one. Look, did the right thing for his team, but it was certainly a professional foul. Wanderers, no doubt, we're going to score on that left-hand side after retaining the ball there on a few phases. As we see on the William Hill replay, yeah, moving right to left. Over, yeah, look, way offside. He was into next week there.
He's nearly in Newcastle Harbour, he's that far offside. And no surprises, they had the opportunity for 3 points, but they go to touchline looking for a repeat of their try from the first half. Similar position in the field, but down the other end. Of course, it was Park. Wanderers running to the southern end in the second half. They need this one. He needs to hit the mark here in Chihuahua. He's been off a little bit with his line-out throws. They go to the middle again. Poor execution. The set piece has been so strong for them today. It's nearly been an Achilles heel.
Yeah, and even in broken play as well, just not as organised as we've seen them throughout the season, the defending champions. A little bit one out, a little bit flat, just without that sharpness. And that was another example of that line out. The Waratahs, a bit of a reprieve there because that was in dangerous territory, right in the corner, and like you said, it would have been a replay had they been able to push over from that try in the first half.
And Andrew Chihuahua, one of the strengths of his game is the line out throwing. Now, I'm not saying that was necessarily his fault, but there was certainly a miscommunication there because the ball went to the middle and the jumper was the lifter either was slow or the jumper wasn't there. Whatever it was, it broke down horribly.
And now the Waratahs will have the feed. Down to 14 men now with their fullback off the field. But play just held up here momentarily.
Wanting some time off the clock, no doubt.
A few of the boys getting a bit of their breath back there. There was some open play there for 5 minutes straight.
The Wanderers do look dangerous when they get that open play opportunity, but it's their execution or that final pass that's really letting them down. Or in this instance, from the penalty, it was first phase.
And not even so much the passing, that the support probably isn't quite there where it should be. Some breaking the line a few times, and we saw down here on the western touchline some very dangerous play into the 22, but no one to give it to. So look, Wanderers will be trying to push up in their attack when they are able to break that line, but the best thing is they are breaking the line. They're showing those glimpses in attack.
Big scrum this one. Opportunity for perhaps Wanderers to assert a bit of authority. It was the Tars scrum who finished the stronger in the second half. They had a couple of wheels, forced a couple of knock-ons at the back. From Ben Ham. This time Joel Ford feeds the ball. It's a nice shove straight through the middle, but they hold strong. Dylan Hines at the back takes his odds, goes to the short side, met by a good tackle. Drove him backwards, but finds some support in Lonnie. Shooting for an exit here. Adrian Curry and Dane Sherritt, though, it goes to on the right. Less of an angle to work with, but he still managed to find 15-20 metres. They play on quickly through Coffey. Simmons, he looks for Zakatala. He's got Nolan on his outside. He does that little skip and dance they do nowadays. Instead it goes back to Coffey. Hill pins his ears back, winds up. Straight to the first man he beats, running through two. He's got two to beat. Bill Coffey goes to the outside, looking for support. Has he got it? He doesn't need it. Coffey, what a try! Fantastic effort. He's been there on this twice in the first half. In the second half, he's produced the goods. Josh Callan, what an effort.
Absolutely outstanding there from Bill Coffey from inside his own half. He got it from outside the field. He was the man that put the ball back in off the quick option. He then gets it back and goes 50 metres to score the try. Great pace and great power. Had two to beat there and still did it right there at the end.
We see the William here, not much on. Simmons finds Zakatala. He goes, nah, not much on the outside. I'm going to go back to Bill Coffey. Well, you know what he's going to do. He's going to put the ball under his arm. He's going to wind up, get those big legs of his pumping. He beat Brendan Jackson. That's one. He sized up. He's got two to beat. Too strong for Dane Sherritt. Lonnie comes across. It was, in the end, I think it was Joel Ford that got there, but not enough to stop him. Great effort. What a try. That's what they needed. They needed someone to lift them and get them back in this game. Is he the man?
Well, he's been the man so far with the spark in midfield. There's no doubt he's been hitting the line with pace, and that was the perfect example and showed off his skill set and what he can do. We've seen him do it all season. He's been on every highlights reel possible, and that was one of his best at a very important time for the Wanderers to get back into this clash. And with the Waratah as a man down. So 16-10 with a kick to come early in this second half. The Wanderers are back here to play. Struck well, but missing to the inside of the post there. So the score will remain 16-10. The margin 6, 8 minutes into this second half of our qualifying Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union semi-final.
There's still another 5 minutes by my calculations for the task to be a man down, as no doubt just walking back to the halfway line here, trying to chew up a bit of time while they're the man down. Adrian Curry just has a word to Todd McDean to his forward pack.
And this will be a test for the Waratahs. They certainly finished the first half stronger and with much more momentum, but I'm sure that'll spark the Wanderers now, and they'll be looking to push on and regain this lead.
Not the best of starts again. Adrian Curry just tried to chew up a little bit too much. Zakatala scurries up the right touch on him, thinking about a quick line-up, but no. Andrew Tuala comes over. I'm sure they'd be taking the scrum here, you would think, rather than the line-out, the way their line-out has been functioning with this wind.
A little bit of poker play there, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Testing times, this one for the Tars. Crucial period, the next 5 minutes. We see they've made a change. We mentioned, I saw Todd McDean out there. He's replaced Lonnie Balakana, who's come up with his arm in a sling, it looks like, here on the touchline. Won't see vision of that, but his day is done. And of course that'll impact their line-out throwing, because he's been throwing the line-out. So I think we'll find it'll probably be John DeFeo that would take over that task, but could be an area of concern for the Tars as we move further into this second half. Tom McDean gives you another line-out jumper, but you don't have no one to throw it in. It could pose some problems.
Yeah, you're going to have to shuffle the decks there, the Waratahs.
It looks like, Hipwell's come on, sorry. So Todd McDean, I'll just get my bearings here. Maybe it's young Hipwell who played hooker last week has come on into the middle of the scrum, so he will no doubt throw the line-outs. hasn't played much first grade, but certainly aimed up last week against Hamilton. Hipwell did. They go the short side here. Simmons, cut out pass, finds Nolan. He hasn't found much space. This time he does. Oh, inside ball, well picked up by Coffey at his bootlaces. He managed to get it back to feet. Martin, he runs high, but he beats the first tackle as he does every time into the 22 metres of the Tars. They're on the front foot here now, Wanderers. Ball out the back. Simmons, he's got Nolan. Nolan sizes it up. Atala in space. Ball just went behind him. He still manages to beat the first. Comes across. Hicks comes at him again and gets him. They're just hanging on here, the Tars. Wanderers forwards, banked in the middle. Ben Ham trucks it up. Forwards again, lined up on the left. This time it's Cal McDonald, ducks his head. They get there in numbers. To the left, they got Andrew Fletcher. I've seen him pass the ball more times today than I've seen him all season. I don't like it. I prefer him to tuck it under his arm and go forward.
Well, Dane Sherritt almost liked it. He was almost 90 metres away there. If he had caught it, that was try time. No doubt about it.
Yeah, a little let off there perhaps for Wanderers. They were mounting all the pressure, but one little slip up. We see it here. That little on the William Hill replay. The ball just at the back. Luke Sherwood picks up. He's in at first receiver there, Andrew Fletcher. And yeah, that one was on the chest of Dane Sherritt. He'd be very disappointed he put that to ground.
Oh, he could see the try time already from 90 metres out. All he had to do was catch it. Unfortunately,
although
not the case
he would
for
have
the
had Bill
Waratahs.
Coffey chasing him. So if one man's going to motor you down, it probably would have been him. And with Tim Riley in the stands at the moment, he probably didn't have the support looming up on the inside that he would normally have. Although Chase Hicks on the other wing, but we don't have to worry about it because he didn't eventuate.
It's a scrum 15 metres out to the Wanderers, and they'll be looking here. They can.
They're all set up on the right here, aren't they? No one on the short side for the two Blues. Bill Coffey's come over into the pocket behind fly half Luke Simmons.
Centres, quite close together there. Sure, some sort of set play ready to go.
I'd be surprised if Bill Coffey doesn't end up the running off the hip of one of these midfield options.
Big scrum here.
Yeah, better scrum from the two Blues. Oh, poor pass though from Luke Sherwood. Roger Kerr picks it up on the bounce. No other option but to go forward. They've held him up here. Needs to get the ground quickly. And he does. Ball at the back now for Sherwood. A bit scrappy. Bit disorganised. Fletcher. Oh, driven backwards by Dylan Hines. A good tackle. They need to get in numbers and support here and get a bit deeper. Flat ball again. Simmons out the back. Inside ball for Zakatala. Great pick up. He's got no one on the outside of him. He slices through. He's only got to put it down. What was he thinking? He was looking for support. He was over the try line. Nice little set police from the two Blues. They've kicked in the gear all of a sudden. And Tim Riley being off has really hurt the Tars.
Certainly has. Went wide there, but then brought the ball back inside the Wanderers. I wouldn't mind having a look at that pass. It was very, very flat back inside there, but certainly picked the right line and went through the gap here.
Yeah, Simmons, it was flat. It was a good pick up by Cal McDonald, and he just tossed it up. It was good hands by Zakatala to reach up high, and then he dummied. He was a metre from the try line. He dummied and stopped. I thought, what's he doing? He's propped. We see it again here. Good pick up from Cal McDonald, and equally handy pick up from Zakatala, and he just goes over in the corner, and all of a sudden they've found a little bit of rhythm, although it was still pretty slow. A little bit of enterprise, and I guess a nice little inside ball, and no doubts. Tim Riley being off the field is hurting the Tars at the moment. He would soon, if he's not back on now, he certainly wouldn't be far off. So he's been off for 10 minutes and they've scored 2 tries to get back potentially in front if he can manage to line this from virtually the same spot that he missed the last attempt from.
Certainly have made the Waratahs pay here, the Wanderers with a man down. Good vision there by the boys in the two Blue. They were going to go wide, but the gap opened up on the inside. The runner was at the right spot at the right time, and Zakatoa did the rest, despite the fact he almost tried to pass it over the try line. But got the ball down. Now 1 point in it with a kick to come.
Likes to look at that one, strike it nicely, but no, that one out to the right. So not having a very good day with the boot loose. Sims, I said at the start of the game, he's hot and cold. He misses the first one. It could be a long day. In fact, not only missed the first one, it was directly in front. It's crashed into the crossbar and nearly knocked it into King Street. So
and he's now 0-4. One penalty and 3 conversions, but 3 tries for the Wanderers. They've been able to get across the stripe, but Waratah still hanging on. They've got a 1 point lead, and Tim Riley has gone back onto the field. So the Waratahs now with a full complement 1 point in it, 15 minutes into the second half. This is anyone's game now. There's swung both directions, and at the moment, the momentum certainly with the two Blues, the defending champions.
This time, Adrian Curry goes long, not tempting fate with that sideline. Andrew Tuala gets an opportunity to wind up, and it was a good tackle. He still managed to skip through it. The boots one. They're just outside their own 22, looking for an exit. Martin, a bit flat-footed, met with a good tackle from Dylan Hines. He's been enormous in defence, Dylan Hines.
Yeah, he certainly has.
This time, Ham it is. He trucks it up. Just gets over the outline, maybe a metre or two he's made. Luke Sherwood looking for some runners, finds Simmons. Roger Keir on his outside, Nolan's quick hands. Atala gets outside Hicks, back inside to Nolan. It was a good tackle in the end from Carl Manu around the ball, and the ball goes to ground. Rob Delbo rules a knock on again, that little bit of execution. Just perhaps Luke Sherwood there maybe asking the question whether it was Carl Manu in fact that knocked that ball out rather than a knock on. He doesn't get any joy with the answer from Rob Delbo.
Quite simple there from the Wanderers, but very effective. Just ball in hand, draw and pass, got around the outside, and created that opportunity on the Western touchline.
Replay here, nice sharp hands there from Jamie Nolan. Ball back on the inside, it was a good tackle from Manu. No doubts he had an impact on that tackle and the ball going to ground, but still, I guess a loose carry, you've got to reward the defender rather than the attacker all the time.
Yeah, no dramas with that one.
Five.
Waratahs will have the scrum, 10 metres into the Wanderers' half here on the Western touchline.
Dylan Hines finds Joel Ford, a runner in behind. It's Dane Sherritt. A double man play for Carl Manu. He steps back, well met though by a tackle down low from Jamie Nolan. Miracalis runs it up, runs into Daniel Martin, but he's so strong, Miracalis, he still manages to get 2 or 3 metres. They go to the left. Dane Sherritt finds big Johnny Tafeo loitering out in the centres. He rumbles forward for 5 or 10. Held up high in the end by Andrew Tuala, trying to keep that off his feet. It's a bit scrappy there, they need to get there, and they do. The Tars have got numbers on the outside here, they need some quick hands. Curry, he finds Tim Riley back on the inside, looking for support. They keep the ball in hand. Todd McDean runs it forward. Miracalis met with a good tackle, just going a bit sideways at the moment. The Tars, Manu finds Noah Tafeo. Oh, that one, no, he didn't, I don't think he wanted that. He didn't expect it, he didn't want it. It hit his hands and straight to ground. A little let off there for the two Blues perhaps, but they were just going a little bit sideways there, the Tars.
Yeah, lazy play there from the Waratahs. Weren't able to capitalise on the possession they had. Yeah, simple error there. Yeah, just turning over possession. Yeah, finally had the ball in their hands, Waratah. Haven't really had it in the second half.
You expect your front row to catch those ones, to be fair.
Yeah, it wasn't a tough one to the left at first slip.
It was a bit Alistair Cook-like. He had a couple of goes at it, juggled it a couple of times, but unfortunately for the Tars, the ball went to ground. Maybe it is the start. I know it's only, I guess we're getting into the midpoint of the second half, but it was quite hot out there earlier. I know the bruise has cooled things down, but maybe the impact of this game is starting to take its toll a bit on the Tars front rowers. Both big men. Wanderers win that scrum again, a bit disorganised. Luke Sherwood doesn't know what quite to do. He goes to Nolan. Nolan met in a good tackle. Sherwood puts his head down, looking just to recycle possession here. Didn't release. Yeah, he was caught a bit isolated there again. A little bit of miscommunication, a bit disorganisation there from the two Blues, and opportunity here. Do they go the points? Put them that 4 points in front. Yeah, Dane Sherritt says thank you very much. I'll have a crack at that one.
Yeah, just slightly with that breeze going across field. It'll sort of go against his natural curve, I suppose, being a right footer, but it will help him nonetheless as we see the replay.
Yeah, Joel Ford just did a good job there. He got up nice and quick, and Luke Sherwood was looking to go to the left, and we see there he just gets to ground. He was tackled, but rolls forward a couple more.
Yeah, fantastic work by Dylan Hines there. Made the tackle and then forced the penalty in being able to keep the Wanderers boys with the ball in hand and not releasing, and giving his team a chance to extend their 1 point lead to 4 midway through the second half.
We're touring contenders for the Dusthound Pork Knuckle. Certainly Dylan Hines would be one that would be in the mention come the end of this game if the Tars can hold on and stay in front.
He's been very good in attack and defence as Dane Sherritt moves in and strikes it nicely straight over the black dot. That's 19 to the Waratahs, 15 for the Wanderers. Midway through this second half of our qualifying semi-final, the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union. Plenty on the line, and it's anyone's game here. The Wanderers 3 tries, but unsuccessful with the boot so far, and the Waratahs, look, they just keep making the most of their chances. They get it in that end of the half, and they get the points.
Zakatala restarts here again, goes towards that sideline, having to look into the sun, but it was well taken in the end. Just when you think Wanderers were starting to get a bit of ascendancy, Tars hit back. This time Sherritt puts that one back infield. Simmons, dazzles it. I think that one went backwards. Yeah, Rob Bilbo agrees. Gives it to Bill Coffey. He's been dangerous. This time he doesn't manage to beat the first man. Gets back to his feet though.
I think he might have got away with one there.
Ben Ham been busy. Again pops that one up. A bit slow to get there. Wanderers. Zakatala looks on the outside but goes back on the inside. They're not rolling away there, but Colin Hole this time just charges forward, maybe 5 or 6 metres. Good clean out. Blair Rush, a difficult pass, low one. They're playing on here. It's a bit of a scuffle again in back play. Luke Sherwood doesn't look real healthy. Not having his happiest start to the second half, Luke. Frustration starting to build. He knows he's let his teammates down there. That was a difficult pass for his big second row to pick up.
That would have to be a good, at least half a dozen handling errors from the Wanderers too. And that kick, as we watched the replay, certainly didn't go where it was supposed to go. Oh, geez, I've seen them given knock-ons before, no doubt about that. He got away with it though.
I guess in his favour was the fact that he was facing his own goal line, no doubt. We've got the committee meeting here at the set piece. Joel Ford looking for a signal from Carmanu, who's talking to his outside men on the right. They're again split their back line. Carmanu on the left with Chase Hicks outside him, and to the right they have a bank of Dane Sherritt, Adrian Curry, Tim Riley, Alex Robson. Better scrum from the Wanderers, just driving them back. Joel Ford has to go to the right. Sherritt puts the kick in behind, finds touch. Rolls in touch, good option. Smart play, 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes left in this half. You've got a 4-point lead, just playing the percentages. Rolls that one to the court. It's very hard to score points from your own, inside your own 22, as we see a replacement here. I think it's
Daniel March.
Daniel March, yeah. He's coming on his way back from a knee injury. He was in the rep team earlier in the year. One of the English players who came to the Wanderers last year via Barrama, up in the Central North competition. He's certainly runs a very good line, runs a good hull, great at getting outside his man. I think it's only his second or third game back from a lengthy knee injury. You can see that right knee.
Jamie Nolan.
Yeah, he's had a mixed game. He's done some good things, but hasn't really had that major impact. As we see here, they just edge forward here, the two Blues. Looking for an exit. They find Cal McDonald. He puts it on his left foot. Hits that one nice and strongly down towards the halfway line, 10 metres short in fact. Waratah's throw in. I think this will be the first throw in for Hipwell since he's come on the field, perhaps. He was quite good last week.
But the Waratahs able to be in the Wanderers half off the back of that kick from Dane Sherritt just a little bit earlier. Into the 22, made it tough for the Wanderers to get out, and now gives his team a chance from inside the Wanderers half.
They go along here, chance to steal at the back. Luke Sherwood comes up with it. Yeah, taken in the air too. It was Noah Tafeo. They saw a ribcage too from that one, young Luke Sherwood. He was in mid-air, not that he gets very high off the ground, but that occasion he did, he was hit right in the midriff.
Yeah, didn't miss him. A little bit of to and fro in the midfield here from both teams.
Zakatala, it's a good roost from him, just outside the 22 metres. Important now for the two Blues to get this line out right. They've had plenty of joy when they've gone to the front. We see the Waratahs one there, just overcooking here, and Sherwood was in the air, and Noah Tafeo just hit him around the rib cage. Pretty easy decision for Rob Delbo. They take a quick line out. Simmons has no one off his hip, looks, shapes, ends up finding no one, and again, their execution been very poor. His runners overcooked him there, and he looked around. All of a sudden, he was left with a wall of two Blues in front of him, and he just shuffled in behind him. And
another Wanderers turnover.
You can see the frustration starting to mount, particularly on Luke Sherwood, the two Blues skipper. Adrian Curry to take this one for touch. Probably got a bit bigger boot than Dane Sherritt, given his 65-metre kick in the first half. This time he manages to eat off about 25. Again, I expect Wanderers to put some pressure on here behind as we see a replacement for the Tars.
Number 22, Lalaga.
Lalaga, who's a real powerhouse. He was part of their 2013 Premiership team, can play on the wing or in the centres. He replacing Alec Robson. Haven't seen much of him this year, to be fair. But certainly a damaging ball runner when he gets into a bit of open space. They go short, didn't even contest that, the two Blues. Dylan Hines off the top. Sherritt again puts this one in behind, looking for Chase Hicks. Ball though, he's going to beat everyone in touch. Didn't really chew off much ground there, but no doubt that was a well-worked move. But Hicks was a bit slower out of the blocks then.
Yeah, probably just a little bit behind
He hasn't really seen much ball since that opening 15 minutes when everything was going to him. Since then he's been a bit deserted out on the left wing. Carmanu just down on his haunches here at the moment. We'll see another replacement. It's
Ben Christensen, it looks like, coming off the field for the Wanderers.
Dave Waller going on. He's a front rower, so Andrew Tuala will go to hooker.
The Waratahs have, looks like they've pinched that.
Dane Sherritt this time finds Curry. Has Tim Riley looming up on his outside. He puts the ball in. Oh, he's overcooked that out in the full. His boots have been a bit off today, Tim.
Seems pretty clear though that the Waratahs are really trying to peg these corners with this lead. They want to hold on to it, but there, that one's certainly not coming off for the men in red. Out in the full from Tim Riley and handing the ball back to the Wanderers as this midfield tussle continues in the middle stages of the second half. Neither team just being able to get on top at the moment.
Both teams are tightening up, can't they? They can tell they know they're in the championship part of this game and that the winner of this will go through. They beat Hamilton. Both teams are a bit tensing up, tightening up, rather than testing their arm. Here we have Daniel Ham took that forward. Martin now on the outside of Steele here. Dane Sherritt's come up with the ball, a good one-on-one. Goes the short side forward to Carmanu, not much on over here. Forward back in again, finds Johnny Tafao. That ball was low at his ankles, but he picked it up well. He rucks it forward, the ball gets knocked out.
First one red, second one blue.
Ruled on by both players, but Wanderers feed. Cal Groff out there demanding his players, trying to lift him.
Super work from Dane Sherritt, the steal off Daniel Martin there. Strong carry from the Wanderers.
It's not a good sign for the Tars. Carmanu comes to the sideline. We'll have to see a change in the reshuffle in the back line. Limping, noticeably with his left foot there, Carmanu. That could be certainly not just a concern for today, but a concern for the ensuing weeks for the Tars.
And he looks like he's got some ice there on the bench.
So Rob Harlow goes to halfback. Joel Ford looks like shifted to fly half, and everyone else moves out one. With Dane Sherritt now at 12 and Adrian Curry at outside centre. Of course, Rob Harlow played with Wanderers last year, lower grades. He's a combined services. He's in the Air Force combined services representative. Went to the Tars for some bit more first grade. With the World Cup coming up, as we see Cal McDonald making a break down the left. They're in good territory here. It was a nice move from the back of the scrum.
Yeah, no wraparound.
Dan Ham here, the crowd begging for offside, but Rob Delbo says no. Ball in behind to no one. Luke Simmons, Andrew Tuala out in the centres. He shoves off one. Hicks comes again at him. This time he goes low. Still can't quite get him. Johnny Tafao it takes to come over and pull him to ground. Luke Sherwood, hands on the ball. Martin. Natives are getting restless here. Callings for offside from the crowd. Simmons ducks, shows and goes. Beats one, beats two. Into the 10 metres short. They got numbers on the left. They need quick ball. Oh, it's again sloppy play from the back. Zakatala sizes up the options, not much on. He just goes to ground in the tackle. Again, just a little pick and drive there, not much on. Opening up the open side. Sherwood barking out to Delbo. He wants some clean ball at the back here as the Tars making life uncomfortable for him. Hobble just trucks it forward, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 metres. Again, the ball slow to come back. They reset, go to the left. This time it's Ham, met with a good front-on tackle. I think it was Harlow that time for the fresh legs. Ball to Hobble. He only goes forward 1 or 2 metres. This time a bit quicker. Ball in behind. Simmons. Martin winds up. Again, met with strong defence. Able to get it back, is he? Simmons shapes to go one way, goes the other. Cal McDonald, not much on. No options. They're a bit disorganised here, a bit disorganised in a bunch here, the two Blues. They need someone to get back with a bit of depth. Where's Bill Coffey when we need him? Again, ball slow.
17 blue. 17 blue.
Bill Coffey out, the man we spoke about, he winds up, makes 2 or 3 metres, only a couple out. Tuala takes it on himself, swivels through 1, swivels through 2, he's over, only has to get it to the ground, and he does! The big man, he's hard to stop from close range. That was all power, I guess. He hasn't done much today, but what he has done down this end of the field, they won't care. He's come up with a 5-pointer, that's put him back in front.
That's exactly what the Wanderers needed, and it's exactly what they delivered. It was patient build-up. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. It was a powerful run there. It's a 5-pointer. It's now the Wanderers ahead as we have a look at the William Hill replay. Bill Coffey taking that first run, getting it across the advantage line.
Tuala, yeah, you're not going to 1 metre out. It's very hard to stop. He's built nice and low to the ground. He's got great leg drive, and once he had that rear end of his going backwards, there was the bit reverse line was on, and he swiveled around and made a good fist of it. I see a change in goal kicks. It was like Zakatala taking over. Luke Simmons has sacked himself, no doubt, after missing his opening 4 or 5 kicks, was it, in the end?
It ended up being 4, but now a chance to extend this lead now from 1 point to 3, and for the Wanderers, that's the 4th try of the afternoon. And looks like they've got a little bit of that momentum back. Bit of a midfield tussle there for probably the last 10 minutes. Taylor strucks it nicely.
He likes it, yeah. Changing goal kickers certainly has worked. Now, 71 minutes gone. The defending Premiers Wanderers back in front, 22-19. When I say back in front almost for the first time, indeed, for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Wanderers getting that lead now. The Waratahs, of course, ahead for 70 minutes of this fixture, but now it's the Wanderers' turn. They're now 3 ahead. What have the Waratahs got, Jimmy? Can they produce something in the last 10 minutes?
I see again some more fresh legs going out there for the 2 Blues as that kick goes deep. Luke Hickey comes on. I imagine it's for Andrew Fletcher. Ball goes high. Tim Riley takes it, sizes up the option. This time he puts it high. Bit of hang time there, not quite as deep as he wanted, but he comes through. Oh, a good take between him and Cal McDonald. It was won that one. A bit up there, Gazali. Aussie Rules, of course, next door at number 1 Sports Ground. Dave Waller wants the ball, instead they go behind to Bill Coffey. You don't often see him look for touch, and he doesn't find it. Opportunity for Dane Sherritt. He lets the ball sing. Curry. He hasn't got anyone out. He puts the ball to ground. Dane Martin came across. Was it a bit late? No, says Delbo. The ball stays in touch. Zakatala trying to stay in, wrestling with the defence, but no, they come across in the end. And a little bit afterwards too, trying to play on quickly. Curry and Zakatala won't have any of that. A couple of outside backs just exchanging pleasantries there.
Almost went into touch there, Zakatala, but didn't really make too much difference in the end. It'll be a Waratahs line. If we have a look at the William Hill replay, the chip, not too much in that.
Time, guys.
So Hipwell, you've got a good bird's eye view of this line out. Hipwell to throw. Dylan Hines at the front, Frank Roberts at the back. They go long. Oh, it's a wobbly old throw.
That one looks great.
Jared Logan all over it. Good pressure there from the 2 Blues. You can see them lifting each other. The momentum definitely swung in this one.
And so the crowd, they're really getting behind the Wanderers here at home. And the 2 Blues, a bit of a push, and they'll be looking to carry that all the way through to the 80th minute. But still a little bit of time here, still anyone's game. Only 3 points in it.
Indeed, I feel a bit for Hipple. You're new on the field, and you're in front of the crowd. You can see they called it long. You know you've got to hit the mark. It's always a testing time for a replacement to come on. As we see here, one of the Waratahs forwards down, needing some attention.
And with Karl Manu off the field for the Waratahs, they're going to be looking to someone else to step up in midfield.
Yeah, Tim Riley's certainly the one. He's the game breaker, you would think. We mentioned Chase Hicks hasn't seen any of the ball in the second half. They are definitely the 2 they'll look to. And Ufunga Lalaga, I don't think he's touched the ball yet. He's one that can. He's similar to Bill Coffey in the way he plays. He's got power and action and aggression. He's got big thundering thighs, and once he gets wound up, he's very hard to stop. We see there Todd McDoon, just the wily old veteran, getting back to his feet. Opportunity for his forwards to suck it in. scrum there from the two Blues. Nice solid platform. They just edge forward. Simmons, ball in behind, finds Atala. Outside ball to McDonald. Bill Coffey in space. He's got one to beat. Takes on. He tries to go to the top of Tim Riley, but Riley's up to the contest and knocks him in the touch. Great defence there from Tim Riley. Read it pretty well.
Now, I'm not sure what happened here in midfield, but Dane Sherritt was certainly calling, saying that he got taken out, I'm pretty sure, by a runner. But was unsighted by the referee, and the Wanderers almost went around on the left-hand side down that eastern touchline.
I doubt he might have had more to say had that have finished with a Wanderers try. We see the replay here, courtesy of William Hill. It was a nice little set play. It was a couple of dummy runners, ball in behind to Zakatala. Yeah, we just don't quite see it in back play, but yeah, certainly there were some questions there from Dane Sherritt asked. That scrum goes to ground. Looks like a penalty.
Time is off.
To Waratahs, and stern word coming from Rob Delbo. He's going to have a chat with his touch judge, Des Gilbert, on the far side there.
Could there be another card coming somewhere here?
Well, if it's Daniel Martinez, he's already had one, so we know what that'll mean.
Well, he's certainly been
Go
called
red,
out.
won't it? For sure. We've got Tim Riley, I think it is down, receiving some attention.
Deep in conversation here, the officials.
He's reaching for his pocket. No doubt this will be a red card if he in fact goes in. Yeah, yellow card, red card. Another twist to this game.
The defending champions are now going to have to play the rest of this semi-final fixture with 14 men. So 20 minutes in the first half, back-to-back yellow cards. Now a third yellow card, which has turned into the second for Martin. That's the end of his afternoon. He's hit the showers. And now one man down for the rest of this game with only 3 points in it.
And 4 minutes to play plus injury time. You think there'd be 3 or 4 minutes of injury time at least. So you're probably looking 7 8 minutes for the two Blues to hold on here.
And Martin's
finish.
Definitely. And Martin's been very dangerous with the ball. There has been a couple of mistakes, but he's been able to get through the line and over the ad. So they're down now, a ball runner on the fringes.
And it's Brennan Jackson that was down receiving attention, not Tim Riley. So I presume that indiscretion was at the line out. Maybe he pulled him down.
Whatever it was,
sure
elbow, so that's enough.
We'll find out in the Newcastle Morning Herald on Monday morning for sure for those folks out there. We'll have that cleared up by then. But of course,
we've got Marina Neal on the sideline there too, taking plenty of photos. We'll see all the images online as well in the gallery, I'm sure.
Of course, that will mean Daniel Martin will not be able to play next week, whether that is in fact the major semi-final or the minor semi-final. So they won't worry about that at the moment. They'll be worrying about finishing off this last 7 or so minutes, the two Blues, with some stern defence because they're going to need it. Dylan Hines goes up the front, wins that ball. They find forward. Outside ball to Dane Sherritt coming through. They've got numbers here. They only have to pick it up. Dan Murch does. He's got to be right in space. He's got Hookie on his outside, but no. Delbo pulls it back. Ruled knock on there. Ooh, I'm sure we'll have another look at that one, but interesting call.
It was certainly possibly in
Tim Riley plays on. Oh, he says in fact it was a short arm. It was a penalty. I'm not sure what that's all about, but Tim Riley plays on. A good tackle. Oh, and knocked back 10 metres. They're on the front foot here. The Tars, the two Blues need to keep their discipline in order.
Well, it appeared at first that was actually as part of the tackle. It looked like it was for a knock-on, but the referees called the short arm. Unsure what the penalty was actually for, but the Waratahs now on the front foot. They've just found touch, and they're at 35 metres out and on the attack. Can they push it here? Can they get the 3 points to even up? Can they get the try to go ahead?
So change to the front row of the Tars. Josh Afoa on loose head. He's replaced Noah Tafeo. So he's got some fresh legs. He's certainly dangerous once they get in that 22. They go short, no. They dummy to Dylan Hines. They go up in the middle. Oh, these overcooked it though. Poor throw from Hitwell. I think the nerves are starting to get to him. Luke Sherwood barking some instructions to his forwards. He wants them to do some hard yards here, and Tawala sticks his hand up and ducks his head through the line, makes maybe 2 or 3 metres. This time it's Dave Waller. They cut him out, find Roger Kia. He's been a go-to man in the midfield. They get their numbers. Just trucking it forward. Cal Groff went off his feet there.
Almost a turnover here.
Yeah, went off his feet though. Just had to stay there. It was on. It was one of those 50-50s. Had he stayed there, I think they might have had some joy, the Tars. But Rob Delbo on the spot. A little let off there for the two Blues.
Yeah, it was certainly available there for a little while as we see the line out from Hipwell. His second one here from the western touchline, not hitting the mark.
Again, they go long. If you're the hooker, you say to your caller, mate, let's just go nice, flat, at the front. Let's win the ball and get on with it.
That's a fantastic kick from the Wanderers. That's inside the 22 of the Waratahs. What an opportunity here. They could really close out this game.
I'll tell you what, Zacatala's another one that both wingers for the Toulouse have been the men that have come in and provided a lift. Zacatala through the boot and also some of his charges. And Bill Coffey, the other one, who's especially early on in that first half when Wanderers needed someone to change the game, he was the man.
They both look very threatening. As we're going back to the replay from earlier on here. Oh, that looks like it was part of the tackle, unless he's pinned him for offside, but that would have been a full arm. I'm still unsure where that's come from.
The Wanderers won that ball at the back now. It's in the arms of Tuala. Good defence here though from the Tars. They're looking to break down, but no, they set again, the Wanderers. They keep nice structure here, nice and square at the front. They need to get the ball at the back. Delbo's there. I haven't heard the call yet for the ball. Ball to ground. They reset. They pick it up. Little knock on. Again, their execution. Frustration. Richard Boyling pointing out there for Luke Sherwood.
A reprieve.
He's going to have to be careful.
For the Waratahs, who are hanging on.
As we're into injury time now, so you would think only perhaps 3 or 4 minutes at most. They're going to have to probably test their arm from this scrum in their own territory.
3 points in it. Winner, of course, going through to the major semi-final next week against Hamilton. The loser having another crack next week in the minor semi-final, depending on who goes through tomorrow between University and Merivale Carlton. But right now it's Wanderers who will be moving into the major semi-final. The Waratahs will have to go to the minor if it does stay this way. But 3 points in it and into injury time. What do the Waratahs got? Can the men in red go the length of the field?
To the right, Tim Riley. He's the man you want with the ball in his hands. He's fine. Chase 6. He's had little to do in the second half. Tries to get outside Zacatala, but Zacatala's up to the task. He needs to be careful here though. You don't want to give away. Oh, they found a penalty. Yeah, Wanderers jumped the gun. They were offside. From that set piece, yeah, I thought they were, and it was picked up, I think, by possibly Des Gilbert. They've just got to stay nice and focused here, the two Blues. They can't afford to give away too many more penalties. We see here, yeah, they're definitely out of the gun a bit early, and they go back for the restart. Adrian Curry obviously got enough time to at least set this line out, unable to chew off much distance, so he sort of got under that one. That wind still prevailing from the northwest. Important line out throw this one for Hipwell. He's Norton 3, the last 3.
Without much time to go, I don't think they can afford to turn over the ball.
They go short, as we expect, and they have Joy. Dylan Hines takes it off the top. They find Ford, cuts out to Sherritt, hits Riley. Murch is coming across this sliding. Chase Hicks has a bit of space. He's got one to beat. He's going down the sideline. He's got Luke Simmons in front of him. They do well. It was the extra effort. Luke Sherritt it was. Captain's knot came across. Needed some support there, Chase Hicks. He only needed someone on his inside and it was away.
He'd done all the hard work there, Hicks. He'd beaten the first man, but when the cover of defence came across, did the job for Wanderers on the replay here. Shifting it from right to left. Riley draws his man, Chase Hicks. Let loose down the left-hand side. Peter Taylor manages to stay in, a fantastic effort, but unfortunately the support wasn't there. The cover defence did the job, and now the Wanderers on their own 22, bringing it out from their own line.
And they won that line out. Was Ben Ham in the middle as Andrew Tuala takes 3 or 4 with him, still going, strong on his feet, still going. 3, 4 turns into 6 or 8, turns into 10 or 12. Can he make 15 or 16? No, he finally goes to ground. Great run though, pressure relieving run out of his own 20. This time Blair Rush says I'll have a go, but he goes sideways as an easy target for the defence.
Got 10.
They need to be clinical here, the two. All that ball's been popped out the back. Yeah, definitely a penalty advantage here. Stu, but I know they've got to test their arm, but they're not going to get away with that one.
No, certainly not right under Rob's nose there, and the penalty given as deservedly so. This could be the game here. We're already 3 minutes into injury time. If the Wanderers can put this ball out, as I suspect they will on the western touchline, on the eastern touchline, sorry.
I don't think he will.
That could well be full time.
And that is full time. Qualifying semi-final, defending premiers Wanderers getting up in a tight one, a nervous one for the two Blues. 22-19 in the end. They had to do it the hard way. They come from behind, but just in that second half they found something enough to get them over the line, but they're going to need to improve a heap if they're going to even test Hamilton next week.
Far too many turnovers for the Wanderers, but they were able to get the job done. 4 tries, fantastic work by the defending champions to make it through. But like you said, going to have to improve against Hamilton.
Your dust hand man of the match?
I think Bill Coffey was outstanding, Jimmy. I don't know about you.
Being an old front row, I don't like giving awards to wingers, but I'm happy to go with you on this one. We'll be back with you in a moment. For now, we'll wrap it up here upstairs and we'll be back to have a chat to Bill Coffey. But thanks, Josh Cullen. Of course, tomorrow we have the elimination semi-final between Merivale Carlton and the University Club. I'll be back with you in one moment with Bill Coffey, but for now, we'll go to a break.
I took the basket, that's good. Bugging? Good pass, I want to get them on. Pretty bad when your winger's asking you how the place was. Get up there. The only issue is like whether I did the one for Phil, but I didn't get a cool view of it. I reckon he's just clumsy. He's leaning on top of it. Get the line out in the second half there. The first half. Yeah. That's in your half, isn't it, Becky? There we go. Who was it? Daniel Martin.
Yourself to be that man to provide whether it was the try or whether it was the hit up that needed to lift the team?
Mate, the first half, as you would have seen, I was getting a bit cold out there on the left wing. So you don't really want to come play footy, you're not going to run, so I had to do something.
Mate, a bit of work to do. Hamilton, next week you're going to have to improve again to test the Hawks.
Oh, mate, we're going to have to improve massively to come even closer with the Hawks. So it'll be a big week of training this week, and we're not kidding ourselves after that game. We've got a lot of work to do.
Mate, you certainly did plenty of work today. Again, congratulations to our Dust Hound Port Knuckle man of the match. And that's a wrap here for the Newcastle Hunter Rugby Union qualifying semi-final. We'll be back in action tomorrow for the elimination between University and the Maribyrnong Carlton Club. Once again, join us then. For now, thank you.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sport, like football,
Swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.